So much like budgeting, audit also feels like I've just finished my audit and now I'm starting the audit again. And the other thing that happens is that people are already maxed out. Many times in the nonprofit space, you're wearing lots of hats, you're maxed out anyway, there's not a lot of staff bandwidth, and all of a sudden now you have to work on the audit. So with the audit and preparation for that, again, it's just like yet another layer on top of your regular duties. So there are some things you can do to make sure that you make audit a little less painful for yourself. One of the things is making sure that your documentation and support is not in paper, but it's actually digital. And a lot of ERP systems these days allow you to attach those support documents to things like a vendor bill, and then invite, in fact, your auditor into the ERP system. They can take their sample selection themselves, look at the support, and it's all right there. And they're not having to dig around for paper, come in person, and many audit firms do their work remotely. Audit has changed. And the other thing is the individual in the finance team too doesn't have to spend a lot of their time scanning documents into the system from something that's in paper, and then I'm sifting through paper files to find something. So that can make the audit a lot less painful. Additionally, if you are in the practice of producing monthly financial statements, you can leverage those and pull those for the audit. So they might ask you, where's your last set of financial statements? And you don't have to say, like, I don't have any financial statements. You can say, let me open up my share file and copy this out to their share drive, and there it is. It's ready to go. Makes you feel a lot more prepared. It's all about having the information readily at your fingertips. The other thing that I see with regards to nonprofits is they don't have the proper controls in place during the fiscal year, and when audit comes up, they're not ready, and they're concerned that there may have been adjustments made in previous periods and things like that if they're not closing their books properly and on time. And then with regards to segregation of duties and internal controls in the organization too, if there's a breakdown in that could open you up to fraud risk, which would then be an issue for the audit. So you do want to make sure you're always looking at the functions in your team and that the duties are separated so that no one person has too much authority. Like, you would never want one person, for example, to be able to create a new vendor and then create a bill for that vendor and then make a payment and then reconcile the bank account, because that means that they could just set themselves up as a vendor end up paying, or a fictitious vendor, end up paying themselves, and then because you're reconciling the bank account also, no one would ever know that transaction occurred. So that would be a perfect example of where the duties aren't properly segregated. And you can even Google like two-person segregation of duties. There is a way to segregate duties even if you're a very small nonprofit.